Today we're going to be demoing the Arri16SR. Now, this is one of the 16mm cameras that you can check out, and it comes in this giant case right here. So, if we open up the case, we will be greeted with the camera itself, with hopefully a magazine inside of it already, another magazine, a viewfinder extender tube, a pair of lens supports. You'll have your lens right here, and then you will have some assorted cables. These ones specifically are for the older batteries, which you may or may not get. You will also get a D-tap cable, which I will cover that in a little bit. You will also get a tape measure for focusing. You will not get a dummy reel. This is just for demonstration purposes. And finally, you will get a grip. Now, to start off, you're going to carefully lift the camera out of the case and hold it by the top grip. So, to start off, you're going to take off the magazine, and the way that you do that is by making sure that it is not locked. So there will be a little switch where you'll be able to open it and lock it. So once it's opened, you can lift up by pressing down on this little switch right here, and then out. Set that off to the side. Now we're going to move on to attaching the lens. Now this could be a very tedious task, and if you know what you're doing, it's fairly simple. So first we're going to grab the lens out of the case and pretty much set it like so. And with the ARRI camera, it uses what is called a PL mount lens, which pretty much stands for positive lock. You undo the lens mount by pushing on these two tabs and twisting, and then that should allow you to take the lens cap off. Now, seeing inside, you will see a mirror. That is the actual reflex that gives you a view through the lens and also acts as your shutter. Now, to actually attach the lens, you want to first take off the body end of the lens and line up the 4 tabs with the 4 spaces on the mount. So, do that, and should just drop in, and then while you have it held in, you want to turn it and make sure it is snug so that it will securely hold the lens. With that, you have attached the lens, and you should be good to go to shoot once you have your magazine filled with film. Moving on to the D-tap. Now, there is an extremely important detail in these that you need to know. Now, this camera only takes 12 volts in, and if you attempt to feed it with any more power, you will fry the internal circuit, rendering this camera completely useless. So, when you get a D-tap for this camera, you want to make sure that it is filled to, at maximum, 2 bars out of 4. So, the way that you would plug in the D-tap cable is there is a little port in the back here, and you will take this and line up the pins with the port and slide it in. You will not hear it click. It's purely friction secured. And then once you have your V-mount that has 2 out of the 4 bars filled, you can plug that in. Now, once you have your battery in place and once you have your magazine filled, you'll be able to go, and if you want to zoom in to this part right here, you're going to put the magazine here, these tabs, slide it in, and it should click, and then lower down, should snap in, and then take this little lever right here and lock it. Then you should be able to roll the camera by using this lever right here. Now it should be noted that there are 3 positions for this lever. The current position that it is in is pretty much off. If you move it down 1 position, that's basically the standby position. And then once you want it to fully roll, you press it all the way down for it to roll. Now if you want to stop, you can just flick up and that should stop the camera. Now, those are pretty much the basics of the Arri16SR. There will be a separate video of how to load the magazine and how to attach the video tap and that kind of extra accessories.